Good day, everyone. It's a collaborative effort between Royal Pure Media and then Floppy GH Media. You're asking if you've not subscribed to any of these channels, you will do so, and then hit on the notification bell right beside the subscription, and then get updates as soon as we drop some. Don't forget to also like, comment, and then share. We need your comments. We want to know what you also think of us, and then tell us what you think of our efforts, what we do, and our input and everything. I'm your host, Isaac Osu, and I'm here with Sir Aruma. I know that's not his name. He's going to give us the name, his actual name, and then why he's here today. Sir, your actual name.
Well, thank you. Let me first of all greet the viewers and listeners of Royal Stroke Floppy Pure Media. My name is
Royal Pure Media and then Floppy GHTV.
All right, so thank you, Royal Pure Media and Floppy GHTV viewers, listeners, lovers.
Okay.
Yes, Aroma has been mentioned as my name. That's how my students call me, and you can call me Jones. That's my real name. I think Jones is fine.
Welcome, Sir Jones.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Viewers, Sir Jones is here with us today, and then there's an audio. We will let you listen to the audio. He's here today to elaborate. We want to know what happened. As normally it doesn't happen, but of late everything is possible. How is it possible for a student to hire a killer to assassinate his own teacher? For what reason? Why would a student do that? Sir Jones is here to elaborate and tell us exactly what happened, and then what's actually happening now after this whole incident. Now, viewers, before we understand this interview very well, let's listen to this audio. This is a recording from our guest here and then the killer. Let's listen to it and then continue with the interview.
The name the India because men and on Yamadi star.
Okay.
Then Kula Nidi Abba, I don't know report Abba.
My home report.
Oh,
Okay.
and all Gassani upon you is Yaban, Yababo Yuri, Sunday, then you may, because of who.
Okay.
But they made the senior my Egusu Dimpomo.
Okay.
And Gulan is all how most more.
Okay.
If you don't be there, no, what you can because if you want, them won't quite second shoot too.
Okay.
But the name they coming because me going training one semester the year human.
Okay.
And I get me down because I tell them I'm in year human.
Okay.
Because I tell them I'm in year human. Because I'm in year human. So I'm glad it was someone. How my life mom. And then Cindy and also the tree.
Okay.
I'm a dog because in the Scorpion in Yamaju must have been Tomoto in Freedom Coco and Mac Crudlorium in the Yao. Because many by a mammy all say, you tell me foolish come, you tell me bullets, your mammy, and glancing in the boat to come because so how most come more. Okay, I'm a soon a blah blah son of young woman about you, because you're innocent.
Okay.
We're innocent.
Okay. Scorpion.
When the baby out in
Okay.
baby out in because them all quite can shoot too. No one teach anything to me now. Other day, when they teach anything to me and then now. On a see a small boys are. If would the home from so be our own. But let him senior man and bear mouth. Then in a casa, the mamma and I always send me by and the uncle and I say, oh, no. The home from so be our own. It is senior man and bear mouth. Fair no.
Okay. Scorpion.
If I show now, me that say only me didn't come away because you be a new bedding come as nam kura no oda mo musima yo mo den because
Jenny said you kai and granny zo mu teacher ni ba ko always come how mo omo mafia teacher ni no o ne some teachers bi adi adi na bi say yanchi wo mo
Scorpion de tiani say asem si no on say omo yan kura ye tete omo na sebi omo yi na be ye empani ba what you say na issue no ba ye no space na ka ho asem ko me ndi chekura biom besi say enne
omo say police station e ko ne ba nyina wo ya we last be boys me sa at tell one woman in say baby out e no no it buy ko ma chere mo almost ton shoe away ni mo ton shoe away ni mo ya omo chere omo so ho na wote ni monica ya mi mo senya ho na wote omo chere bi se ho na wote ani na monica ba wo she teacher say bi let wo but enya wo ho na wo wote ni ni ba ni wote teacher na ka chere wo ka mo na life mo obi ani di also we ebi bes kuma so bes sa ebi so bes kuma so won sa ndi ni pa no won sa da no on fa ma ofi o de ko no ani fi se ba to wate di America
Scorpio mate
ni nyata ma na won ka sa se but binim asole awko na me nemu ne nyanko ponkata wodi e kam se ma me nim ya juma ni me ma flem si ne ma ne na kasa e me frɛ ne kasa me o ka che me play so no money fuel ka enya ne ka because ngura no e ono ane ngura wo sumo mom ko ye juma ma no nti o mu de juma bere na won jimi ga so ne e so ngura ni sika ne be disha no ne fa mom nti me be so ne onim si ne ma ne kasa na won ne nka ne bi bia twinka e ngura no ngura me te ngura no won ya ma because me ma ka chiri mi si ne ma ne se e ye mi junior brother no ti de me ka no e ma cho uti ebe
ma so miti
ma ka chiri mi si ne ma se me ba ya ni bi ho won wo ye mi junior brother nti me mi se sa kra na wotie because who kuma si nyina me ba atele se who kuma si nyina sa na wotie ba ye mo wa se wo ba bo ndira ha wo ya sa da ma tere ni si mi ndi mo e me step father ana ne ba no ya eno na me dia defend wo ndi ma di pet me di no na defend wo wi me ntimi en ka bi bia bi ndi dia ka ne ya wo ndi me di na ma ne ma friend na pa na cho na ka chen se di esi no unfa unre mo bi o sele no ndi dia wonen onne o baka bi am o because nim I don't know nim se di woni nyam ko ponkta o di na me di ka kam because me nyama dia sa ndi tinya ma ra so ma me se me ye tama bo right se me be ye juma because ye we ngwa ni juma ye ni ahemfu ene ye juma ya ni ahemfu ni ye juma the flame ye ado mo land mo ye ado wasa sma o sika do for billions no mutu ade mai ndi wo no afi na wo ye juma na wo no obeti chiru wa bushia no binti bi ye sada binti min kabu je di be me de egu mo fu so waye binti min kabu ja e di be egu ndi di ade America no e di super pepe enya fi na wo cheche sim because wo cheche sim ade ku bufu meselo
Scorpio mate
ndi ya sumu nyami se nyame na wo sumu ne sumu ye en kula ne ti wono mo en kula ye no ma ne na ya no ma ne na meselo
Scorpio mate
meselo
ba
chama ye no ma ne na bidinya me meselo so pe so wo chira dia no ho na ni ti me shedi ska me wo bishia pomade e kan wo funu en se no meselo chani ba ku ya fada na kaka otis kuma kwasa sam kwa nudi kwasa sam kwa nudi akaka kwasa sam kwa nudi enye ne nkwa na no wasa mabawo nkura ni bi da report na pati ya yidi ndi mo no ana ba wono so asema maka chiri manen kawano because unnim no ko ya yine nkura ni bitia ya be haji
mate
because people was about we a nice guy. We a nice guy. So we see it was como o baso be chade. Indeed, your best son, or best son, when you go school, you catch any tear and get any sending a tear. What I say, your boy, I don't buy here, somebody will be good at the best side. Oh, dear, make sure. Yeah, because you go to the same Shabana in you and TNA. You almost won't hear down. You know me in a hand and up. O man, your small moment could be shibboleth to my play. O man, could to my play. And just so much you man, but it's go man. The quack, young life moment. What did you make at all?
Mate Scorpion.
Because I just had a whole report about my winning bigger. You name bigger. Slow. Because I mean, you so. So, it is son also over your woman. Diana over here, a woman, meaning Swallow and Wally, Diana over your woman. The Cobasa, where you know Master Bamable. You live the Aquan by a Dutch. So, maybe a name and no Cassidian watching a baby, show baby. Yes, I, Papa Yami, we, somewhere I'm a boy. Maybe I also come one more question for me. So, until they come.
Yeah.
Then the America says will be more to Masakoya in Mystic Energy. It can be someone say, my could have it again be safe as for so many Papa. A Mystic behind the moment. It's almost 700 cities. 700 cities, almost 7 million. In the meantime, that you won't influence because I'm good food almost 150 million thousand and no one could bankrupt, but the 718 and be with him. But this is because we flew over back and the question I got to could make many movies. But I say, but maybe I'm the side in Yami, I'm the senior my side in Yami, Menakasa. If you bring now because a shame, I don't know, a shame because at that time I didn't know, and then you bring it out, maybe help me, did you know, feature it? A shame. Time when she only put Anna now, and I was there. Then I only said she'll take a class. Yes, I was there. A shame, and yet, I'm in the catastrophe. Slow, meaning, could you be seen by the Bissensida? No, because maybe Baba really met more, the blue, as a sheer gusso, and you and your home. I would have been home about a mad time cry you home about now. You get very careful.
Many I say.
Very careful. We name me here. And can't you see you we name me here.
Now be our busy a family one day.
No, we name me here. Chile make a show. We see we name me here. Because we name me here. Minia, Chufilano. After they make a show.
Okay.
Akatano, and Chel Mubatimenka. One day. I'm in from the cinema.
Now, I can't almost widen.
We see the Bissam question.
There, Mate, why?
We see the Bissam question now.
Mate, me that's it, why?
I got one between the school. Maybe I got one between the school.
Me better no.
I didn't know we become that question. And you man bufu. Oh, dear, na banana fever or be about engine fever. To name some question.
Mate, Scorpion, me that's it, why?
Then I work a sama on. Oh, sodium. Say, I want one summa. Be a sunny. If you don't be now, also. If you know the
me that's it, why?
I didn't the first of your own found. So I don't say Banaka Yana on his Yabidam.
Me that's
Slopa.
Me that's it.
And if I see an man on a friend.
Mate.
Oh, friend, I can a Scorpion as a friend.
Okay.
Why? Catherine, senior, Catherine, senior brother.
Okay.
I mean, what do you come over play? You said, when you be a maninka. Okay. I say, in penny, funny was one minute, you say, yes, and cinema, yes, I want to make us when they put it.
Okay.
Because also, she and Melasse, and thinking about the accident to Western,
Me that's it. Okay.
So,
Mate.
Mate. You know that can be on. The real wish in the Kasa. Why? Because Unculana no small, Unculana and the BBR man. The one who made the Kunkurano. Share with the agro on Kurana side of the helper. So, okay. Because me senior brother was trying offense before. When they say, we say, a friend prince, must say,
okay.
And you mean who and young shaman.
Okay.
Oh, no, young shaman, but I mean, so one. In the beginning of friend, I'm a friend, I'm an opportunity, and I'm saying, no, wow, the people didn't say,
okay.
In a metawasam bar, a very similar to what's in the one, young cancer, and a baby.
Mate, Medasi.
See your crown. I'm glad to go on by no man, no man,
okay.
And your school now mobile, and you saw mobile school is on behind you. Mobile school said, I will for you one about mobile.
Okay.
So, it's a wasam bar, show ye.
Medasi.
And nice guy without just features from the young features so far so to move from.
Mate, Medasi.
Okay.
Sir,
bye-bye.
Tell us more. What's all this thing we're hearing about a student hiring an assassin to kill you?
It's a sad thing. But you see that in Ghana Education Service, even if not in Ghana Education Service, every setup that is a formal setup has rules and regulations that regulate behaviors of its members.
Okay.
So in our school, it's no exception, put it that way. What happened was that these students had issues with each other, and at a point in time, they pierced one other student with the scissors. So this guy went into coma and was hospitalized for some days. It became an issue.
This is serious.
This is very serious. So this had to come with some punishment. So we punished those that were involved. I mean, we gave them some days suspension to be in the house and come back, report when the time elapsed. Some of them ran back to school when the time given them to stay in the house hadn't elapsed. So normal.
The suspension period.
Yes, yeah, very good. And normally when they do that, they come to school to disturb other students. They come to steal, fight, cause mayhem in school, a whole lot. So when some of us, the staff, senior house master and others saw them on campus, they had to drive them away. So when they drove these guys away, one of them that wasn't satisfied, and some others planned and came and set his car ablaze at night around 1 a.m.
They set a car ablaze.
Yes.
A teacher's car. Oh.
Yes, the teacher's car. I have the video too.
Whoa.
Look at it. Everything is made.
And they were expecting that after they had done that, we leave the case to die naturally.
Without doing anything.
Yes. I don't know how they think. So the towing car should just come and tow the car away, and the case will die. Nobody punishes them. Police will not come and make assessment of any situation. And it's not done that way. We have to report to police. So we reported the case to the police. So they came and made assessment. And that was it. And then the car was towed to wherever it was. It had to be towed to for repairs or something like that. So I think a week after, that was 1st July, in the morning, I was preparing to go to school when I had a strange call.
Mysterious.
Yes. He introduced himself as Tender, and that he had been hired from Konongo to come and shoot me.
This is serious.
Yes. And that's in the voice that was shared.
Okay.
And in fact, I wasn't surprised. I was surprised. I was just on the phone listening to him because it has just happened. You haven't decided yet, so just give him the answers he needs to keep him calm. and then also talk to him more to get more information. So I was doing that.
Okay.
So his matter was that they have mafia. The students came to their base, and they didn't know there. So it was a Konongo student in our school. That led them to their base, their base.
A Konongo student, meaning a student from Konongo. Oh, okay.
Who attends our school.
Okay.
So he led them to the base.
Okay.
And their reason was that a teacher had wronged them, and they have mafiaed the teacher, in quotes, and I have led people to go to the police station to report the case to the police. So they are not satisfied with it. I'm a housemaster, and we ensure discipline in the school. In fact, we have to protect people's children. We have to. When somebody comes to leave their case, their words with you, and you don't protect them, you don't see to it that they are safe. If anything happens, they'll come back to you. So we can't just sit aloof, let students that haven't been well trained in their homes come to destroy other people's. In fact, some parents in their homes are doing very well concerning the future of their children. Others who don't care. They can't even talk about their worst behaviors in the house. So they spoil in their homes and they bring them to school. That's the whole problem. So when he called and gave me this information as I was listening to, he added that we should leave the case. I shouldn't follow the case again. He has been hired to come and shoot me. He's been following me for the past 6 days.
I see. He followed you for 6 days.
6 days. And it is true because I think a week before he called, a friend of mine gave me that signal that some boys were following me as I was sloping to my house. But I brought to a co-teacher's house. So they thought that's why I stayed. So they stood there and made the remark, I not mafia no pa. So that friend of mine even warned them. So it's something he saw. So when the guy was talking to me, he made reference to that incident. That there was a day students were following me. I entered into a house and they thought that's where I was staying. But he came and made investigations and realized that I don't stay there. But he knows where I stay. Even last night, and in fact the previous night, it rained. When it was raining, he was behind my house, waiting to do the job. But God was on my side.
I see.
Yes.
If this killer could do all this, I mean, he's a professional then. He did his work and then realized that the initial information given to him by the students were wrong.
Yes.
I see. So what happened then after?
Yeah, so you see that the case was already under investigations with the police, Bonre police.
Okay, you did report to the police.
Okay. We did. So as this happened, we added it to them. In fact, I had to report to the police. So I gave it to the station officer, the chief officer there, and then he made arrangements for him to send me to the district commander for any other actions. So that's what we are on.
I see.
And there are so many disciplinary issues. I think on that very day, a student headbutted a teacher.
On the same issue?
It's also on a disciplinary issue.
Okay.
He was coming from his house when he saw the students in the nearby bush doing tramol. And it's not allowed. We have to protect them. Sometimes they don't know what they are doing. So we that have grown are those that must help them shape their lives.
I mean, that's your job as a teacher.
That's it. You can't just be looking at them like that. So he went there and said, "Hey, what are you doing there? Go to school." But before he got there, he gripped one of them. Mm-hmm. So as he gripped him, the others got up. Two of them were fighting him that he leaves him, so that they will run away and continue whatever they were doing. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't leaving him. So this student headbutted the teacher's cheek like that. So there was even a bust. He also took it to the police station. And there was another teacher who also helped this teacher drag the student to the administration. Mm-hmm. The next day, his car tires were all deflated.
I see.
Yes. I think they used some sharp objects to pierce.
They punctured the tires.
They punctured it. That's the way to use. So a whole lot of things happened. It wasn't like that in our time in secondary school. It wasn't like that.
I could see. Let me ask this: how many students are involved in this?
Right. For now, the case is still under investigation, so it's difficult to tell how many are involved. But it's definitely not one person.
Yeah, but what you're saying there, you can't. One person can do this.
No.
Definitely, there's a support somewhere.
There is, and even what made us know that is, about the particular student who did the burning. He made a remark.
He said it.
He said it in the dormitory. He didn't know somebody was listening to him because he was on suspension. He wasn't going to class. He ran into the school campus and was in the dormitory.
Okay.
So in the dormitory, there was somebody there who didn't go to class that time. So he was there talking about it. The teacher will remember mafia. So he took money from under students, went and bought petrol. This guy was there watching him. So the mistake this guy made was that he should have reported the case. But he said that yes. But he said he never expected that this guy could do that thing because it's heinous, as you mentioned. So it wasn't something he thought about. He thought it was just talking.
Was this the same student that also hired an assassin to kill you?
Well, I can't tell because for now we haven't. I can't tell whether it's the same, but probably it could be around that. It could be around that. So now we are speculating.
Okay, but what of the killer? He said his name was Scorpion or Tender.
He is Scorpion. He gave me his master's number, Tender, to call him and beg him. In fact, he said that when he came and saw me, I looked like his brother. When he wanted to do the work, the voice spoke to him to stop, and so he couldn't do the work. So he had to call his boss. That the one he came and met is his brother from a stepfather also. So he couldn't.
He was making up a story to cover up the reason why he didn't.
He didn't do the work. So I should call him and beg him and tell him that it will not happen again. So the Scorpion is the one that called me, and the Tender is the boss.
Tell me, what's the age group or like the age range of these students in question?
Oh, between 16 and 22 years. 16 to 20.
16 to 20.
Between 16. Okay, let me between 16 and 22.
Well, 22 then for SHS 22 means they are a bit grown, a bit older. Because of late, I think it's about 18 years. You are already in your final year.
Even between two are few.
They are few.
Two are few. Some of them, when you see them, you know that this person is a bit grown. Even such people don't even normally step as much as
They are matured.
yes, they are matured. But the others, those 16, 18, 19, 20, they don't hear anything.
This is interesting.
Yes, and I can see that the reason is they come to school not having anything in mind.
No go, no aim.
No. So these people should have best been put in some trades. That place, I think they will be engaged to learn the practical stuff. But you can see academia is not their aspect of learning. Academia is in your life. But they are there. And see, if you are doing something you don't like to do, you don't understand anything in. Those teachers are doing their best. I mean, you even feel lazy. Nothing will prompt you to take a book and learn. Nothing. Those who fear mathematics, it's because they don't give maths time. I've always been saying that maths is like a woman, a girl. A girl always needs the time of the boyfriend. If you don't give her time, you have hectic time with her. Maths is like food. When you become hungry, pass behind the best kitchen in the world, smell all the aroma, or that eating, I mean, your hunger will continue to be in your stomach. The only time you get sated is when you eat. That's how mathematics is. So those who fear maths, they don't like to work mathematics. And yeah, I'm coming. And if you don't work it, you don't know it. So these people, they don't have aim. They don't have aim. So nothing will catch them to go and sit on a book and learn. So they work idly. They are not engaged. That's why, I mean, sometimes they engage in some of these vices.
See, back to our discussion. You did say you were targeted. I want to know, were you the only teacher involved in punishing the kids after what they did? Why didn't they, attack the other teachers? Why only you?
Okay, that's fine. I'm not the only one targeted.
You are not the only one?
No, because they mentioned under teacher's name there that so I'm sure because they had my contacts, that's why they were able to call me. Okay. But those whose contacts they haven't been able to call them. But definitely some of them are also targets. Definitely.
So far, have they gotten any teacher? Has anybody else been hurt in the school, or they are all hiding now?
The teachers or the students?
The teachers. Or are any of the students in danger from their own fellow students, those doing the heinous things?
Oh, there are so many issues I haven't mentioned. Some of them I can't mention. There've been rape issues. There've been piercing of knife attacks on students. Among themselves. There are so many of them. So many. We are doing our best to contain them. We are doing our best. Some of them are just irrational. You don't understand how they reason. You don't understand how they were brought up. How many years are they spending in secondary school? 3 years.
Barely.
How many years have they? Yes, barely. How many years have they spent in their homes? They've taken so much evil from the home and they are bringing to school. So we are just correcting them. But some of them are not just correctable, in quotes. So at the end of the day, you are seen as evil. So in the audio, the guy said, and you'll be in the bus school, so be sure you do you do that?
He really emphasized on that. So far, what has the police also said?
Oh, it's still under investigation. As for the car burning issue, I haven't followed it. But I'm sure the owner is working on it. The parents were involved and they were trying to make it a home case, so they deal with it in the house. I don't know how far it has got to because I haven't.
What car? What type of car was that? What car? What brand?
I think it's a Nissan Pathfinder.
Wow, a Pathfinder.
Yes.
And they bent it just like that.
They bent it, and even after that, another student was even saying, you see, they have student groups. So he also sent a voice. He made a voice note. That the man whose car was burnt, he also has a shop. It's left that they set the shop ablaze, but that one was arrested.
They wanted to set the shop ablaze as well.
The shop ablaze. So many things happen.
Is it that's a serious and for what reason? Is it that the teachers are in a way maltreating the students and then they want revenge or something?
No, why should we maltreat students for what? Why are we taking from them? They don't just want to be under any rules. They want that they live their lives in school as they were living in their homes. No control on them, nothing to regulate their behaviors. We leave them. Sometimes we even go and catch students having sex in under trees, in class. All these things happen. The students are about to come and learn. They are doing this. We are doing our best. But just that, sometimes you have to understand that they're dealing with students, some of these things, but it's becoming too rampant. In our days in secondary school, these things were not common. You're always in a hurry to go to class. From class to dormitory to dining, shower, rest, relax for about 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, go back to class, prep. I mean, it was like that. These guys don't know that.
Tell me, we know, sir, it's a number of a collective of students who are doing this. In your knowledge, is it only boys or it's a mixture of boys and girls? Are some of the girls, lady students involved?
Okay, so far we haven't seen any lady students involved in this kind of crime, but they've also been involved in other vices that are unacceptable.
As I said, that would be for another day. We are actually here based on the
girls. In our days, you can't be pregnant. You cannot be pregnant and be in secondary school, be in school. But these days, we have them. We teach them in class. So how will this person pass? I mean, you are uncomfortable. How will you learn? And at the end of the day, you expect for us that you expect that we do magic for you to pass. It doesn't happen that way.
Okay. So in the audio, I think I heard Scorpion giving you a number to call his boss, who is Tender. Did you call him?
Yes, I called.
Okay, what happened?
When I called, I didn't get him. So I tried. Scorpion called again, and was insulting me why I haven't called. That kind of. I was very cool with him. So I think I called again. It didn't go through. In the evening he called me, but I was on a call. When I finished, I didn't call him. In fact, the police even said I shouldn't call him.
Oh, okay. The police asked you not to call.
Yes. That's after I had tried calling and it didn't go through.
Okay.
So I informed the chief inspector that I have tried the number, but he said I shouldn't call. In fact, I was just inquiring whether to call or not, and he advised strictly that I don't. But in the next day or so, we spoke.
You spoke with the Tender.
That conversation.
I see. But was he pissed, or did he buy the excuse Scorpion gave?
I was saying another conversation.
I see. Not even a tip, because I wanted to know not necessarily what he said exactly, but did he buy it? Or since he is the head and then he ordered.
But where you want the conversation to be now?
A
tip. So
I know it's under investigation. So
because of what happened, which I don't want to talk about now.
Okay.
He was trying to withdraw.
He wanted to withdraw the whole issue.
Yes, he was trying to tell me. He told me that he had called back his boy
To stop.
Yes, he had called him back to Konongo, where he came from, because of something happened. Which I don't wish to talk about now.
So, didn't any of them, Scorpion or Tender, did any of them reveal the students who actually wanted you?
They didn't want to reveal. But I think that with time, we shall know them.
So, prior to the car burning and then the assassin, hasn't anybody been arrested on any of the cases involved?
Okay, so far I'm not aware of any arrest, but I think the parents of one of them was expected to produce a son. I don't know how far this has got to.
This is serious.
Yes.
This is serious.
A whole lot of things happen.
Okay, viewers. I mean, we really want to talk more, but I'm shocked. I mean, why would a student you order for somebody to kill your own teacher? I mean, at what extent must you even think that taking the life of another person is okay? I heard of some money in it. Did they pay for your assassination or something?
700 cities.
700. So they felt say your life is worth 700 cities.
Yeah. So initially I was thinking that they were going to ask me pay that money, but how the conversation went, I mean the next day I said something happened, They even forgot about that 700, so they didn't even mention it again. Yes, something happened, and that should be under this conversation.
These students actually got 700 to pay.
Yes. They made some
contribution.
Kind of contribution. So a tender was corporate, the one that called. He said he had spended the money, but he did not do the work. It's God that saves our lives all the time. Because you wouldn't just know. This person has been following you for 6 days, day and night. Night is more dangerous. Anything could have happened.
But he didn't.
Yes.
And then his reason was you resembled his brother.
His reason was that he was hearing a voice that was warning him not to do it. And yes, and that is another one. That's I resemble the brother who teaches in Nigerian Friends also. He mentioned the brother's name, but he didn't mention the school he teaches. I see. So if you had mentioned it, that would have been another level of investigation to get him.
So what made you decide to record the conversation? Is it something you were doing already, or at some point you felt, let me record this?
In fact, how he began, I missed the call. Okay. I called back. He didn't answer. Called back again, I missed. And then I called, he didn't pick again before he finally called. So when he called, he said, how the conversation was going, how it began, I said, no, let me record this voice. Because everything began in threat. So I said, oh wow, I need this as evidence. So I just started to record.
You started recording?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, Sir Jones, yes, I say, after all these things, what advice do you have for parents and then, let's say, the students at large?
Okay, so I would have for parents, the students, and colleague teachers. So parents have to bring up their kids well. They have to talk to them. They have to develop a relationship with them. Let them think about the future. They should be futuristic. Parents, some parents, after bringing forth to their children, they think that when they punish them for a wrong, it will be like they are enemy to the children. It doesn't go that way. The Bible says that, it says, spare the rod and spoil the child. Very good. So we don't have to spare the rod. We have to be stern on them. There is a saying that when you also say titi akwara say onhene abra osu a onyini a obesomo no osu a, that's what titi say onhene a, when you treat the child as though the child was were a king in their childhood, when they grow, you become their slaves. You have to worship them. So when they are children and they are growing, let's bring them up the way we should, so that when they grow, they will help us, we ourselves. That's for parents. Students, you have to know that teachers love you. We don't want to destroy you. We have gone into the future and we are still moving ahead. You haven't got anywhere yet, and we're helping you shape your future. Whatever you are passing through, we've passed through before. So when we put in measures to help your future, please cooperate, so that God willing in the future you can take over from us. That is for students. Then colleague teachers, let's do the work wholeheartedly. Pray all the time. God will protect us. You don't have to put hatred about students in us. I mean, when that happens, it will defy the purpose of the work. But you have to be careful, because they are human beings. Be careful in dealing with students, spiritually and physically.
Sir, thank you for your time. And then, viewers, you heard it all. It's serious. We just can't explain why a student would want to kill his own teacher, setting the teacher's car ablaze, puncturing car tires and then stabbing each other on campus. What's happening? Is it because students are going to school for free now? So, every vagabond can just pick up his bag and then go to the school. Wow. I think it's a case for us all to ponder about. Well, leave your comments on this whole issue. Tell us what you think. If you have any advice for my my guest here, and then even the channel as a whole. Don't forget to subscribe and then hit the notification bells. We are out.